Welcome to my documentary. I will introduce one of the most famous dishes in my hometown, fish heads with chopped peppers. We will talk about fish heads with the historical background of the Great Chinese Famine. In the 1960s, my grandmother was experiencing the Great Chinese Famine. Inadequate food supply and economic depression made my grandma have to take full advantage of a very limited number of foods which she grew in her small yard. At that time, my grandfather was a Chinese soldier who joined the Vietnam War. He couldn't stay with his 5 kids and his wife most of the time, so he expressed his nostalgia by asking his friends to bring mandarin orange cans to my grandmother. However, my grandmother exchanged all mandarin orange cans for a fish head so that she could have a feast with her 5 kids. My mother told me, when she was a child, she got too tired of eating sweet potato daily. But now, fish heads with chopped peppers have become my family routine cuisine for 30 years. At that time, radical agricultural policies and economic mismanagement and natural disasters, such as floods in farming regions, made people in my hometown, Jiangxi, didn't get enough food. A subset of people was dying of starvation. An entire fish was impossible to get for most people in small market. In order to reveal part of the real history from that difficult period of time, I searched archives. I found a recipe for the red cooked fish in the archive. The most classical fish cuisine always includes these ingredients. Then I invited my friend Brian. He is very familiar with typical cooking methods of northern cuisine, such as roasting and stir-frying. He will present the most traditional northern recipes of the red cooked fish with chili pepper. Let's see what new perspectives Brian would bring to us. What does fish culturally mean in your family?
In my family, when we celebrate New Year, there must be a fish cuisine on the table because fish usually means abundance and fortune. And in the past, only rich people can eat fish every day. So it's a symbol, a blessing. My parents cooking fish to wish the young people getting rich in the future.
What folk customs related to fish that impressed you?
In my country, I heard some old people will hang the fish-shaped paper cuts or decorations in their house to drive off diamond and evil things, because the fish never close their eyes. It means watching.
Do you believe eating fish makes you smart because of its health benefits?
Yes, of course. Because fish contains many different nutrients. I do believe eating fish can making people get smarter. When I was a little boy, my parents told me, you need to eat more fish to being smarter. In my grandpa's house, I see some golden koi fish painting on the wall. And I also repost the painting of golden koi fish to wish I can pass the exam and getting lucky.
When I observed how Brian cooked fish, I found he cut the fish belly to soak it through plenty of flavors from his marinade, including onion, ginger, garlic, parsley, cooking wine, and fish sauce. He told me these ingredients help remove the fish smell quickly. Now, let's dive in the Chinese cultural meaning of the fish, which can be represented by the traditional decoration. The New Year picture easily takes every Chinese mind back to their childhood memory, which is an old folk art in China. Elderlies often put this kind of picture on the wall, and they hope to bring good luck for next year. Chinese people used to keep the fish tongue in its cheek instead of throwing it away. Compared to that, a Chinese fish dish in America begins with an argument with your fisherman. You get a nice fish carp and tell the fisherman to keep his head. But by habit, he does it the usual way. When you arrive home, you'll find that you have lost your fish head. American fishermen never heard of such a thing. Fishermen cannot locate the tongue and throw it away together with the gills. Most Chinese people think the head of the fish is more nutritious than the body of the fish. My grandmother came up with a lot of great ideas for getting more flavor in food, such as adding chili pepper and sliced ginger. She bought the fish head rather than whole fish because she really thought it was more affordable and made her child get more nutrients. My grandmother told me that a big head carp is ideal for cooking the fish head with chopped chili because it's bigger size of fish head compared to other types of carp fish. There is a popular Chinese saying that the carp has leaped through the dragon's gate. Once the carp leaps through the dragon's gate, it will become a dragon. When many carp sweep upstream against the river's strong current, but few are capable or brave enough for the final leap over the waterfall. If a carp successfully makes the jump, it is transformed into a powerful dragon. As a survivor of the Great Chinese Famine, my grandma raised up my mother and her 4 siblings, overcoming the difficult decade.